All right, I'm bringing it back old school for me. This is some edgy atheist content. Let's go. Atheists and Christians play truth or drink from the cut. Which the cut, Seattle, represent?
Hi, I'm John.
Who's gonna like not answer? I gotta know that. Who's gonna not answer? Like, what are these questions gonna be?
Hey, I'm Jay.
I'm Kelly.
Mary Jane, nice to meet you.
I'm Abby.
I'm Chris. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So how do you all identify religiously speaking?
I'm atheist.
And I'm a Christian.
Atheist.
I am like Baptist Christian.
How long you been to Baptist church?
Since I was born, I grew up in the church. My dad's the pastor.
I've been Satanist for about 4 years
Satanist. Let's go, dude.
now.
I am a United Methodist pastor. Been a pastor for 26, 27 years.
Do you want to start with a shot?
Sure.
Are you doing baby shots? You doing real shots?
So you can just
Okay.
take shots
Here's
whenever?
happiness.
Do you believe non-believers are going to hell? Why or why not?
I do. That's very hard.
There's
How is that a hard question, dude? Like, the only thing that's hard about it is that she wants to be charitable. She wants to, like, her answer is yes. Like, but how do you tell someone to their face, yeah, you're going to suffer for eternity in my belief system. Like, even like I'm gonna say it, even like Christians know that that is a completely ridiculous sentiment. So that's why you have a reaction like this,
the
to where she has to be like she's a Methodist, like that's what she believes. But yeah, like even Christians know that that is a completely psychotic viewpoint to have. That like everyone around you, the overwhelming majority of people around you are going to suffer forever. That is a completely irrational, silly viewpoint. What's up, YSL Omari? What do you do on this stream? Well, this is my like third or fourth stream period on this new account. I'm actually a former partnered streamer on a different account. So I'm just kind of testing a lot of stuff. But like politics, current events, some gaming here and there maybe. Reacts, like fun reacts, interesting reacts. Like I'm interested in like things like, I don't know, current events, science, politics. What did I study at university? Digital communications. Yeah, so I have a description that says a little bit more about what I do and what I plan to do on this stream. What about you, YSL Omari? What are you into? Right now, I'm being my edgy 18-year-old atheist right now. Like, I'm not nearly... Okay. Like, you want... Like, okay. Like, are you just looking to get, like, perma'd in, like, every chat? Like, what's wrong with you, dude? What the fuck? Anyway. Whatever.
I do.
But yeah, like the idea that you gotta tell someone to their face, yeah, you're gonna suffer for eternity in my belief system. That is like utterly psychotic.
That's very hard.
there's the part of me that's been trained to give a certain answer. You know what? I'm gonna drink for that. I don't know.
Yeah, like look at this. They cannot answer this question. Like, am I going to hell for eternity because I'm not Christian? Like, yes or no. Like, they can't answer it because like the answer is psychotic.
I'll do one with you.
Perfect.
Dude, I could use a drink.
Things for me as far as being a non-believer is why can't I, being as good and kind of a person, I could be Mother Teresa, but if I don't believe in him, I'm shunned.
I don't believe in a heaven and hell. What I believe is
Say, bro, you're a pastor. Your book says there's a heaven and hell. Like, what's wrong with you, dog? Like, you're gonna ignore your whole book? Like, what's wrong with you?
whatever is after this life, I would say is somehow a continuation of the ways in which we've lived our life.
What about Christianity?
That's actually a good take. Like, in the sense that like that's more reasonable than whatever the fuck like most of people's religions, you know, say these days.
or Christians are you jealous of?
Oh shoot, what's the question?
Of the ways in which we've lived our life.
What about Christianity or Christians are you jealous of?
Oh, that's an easy as fuck question for me. The sense of community. Like, the fact that, like, you can get together with, like, your whole community in, like, a building once a week and, like, just talk and hang out. Like, obviously there's the, like, preaching and whatnot. Like, ignore that. The sense of community, like, you're part of something. Like, that's a big thing that religion gives you. And there aren't a lot of, like, ways to get that outside of religion. I think there are ways you can get that outside of religion, like, you know, for instance, your political ideology. A lot of people, like, create communities out of their political ideologies, like socialism and communism. Like, the more I'm looking into those communities, like, I wouldn't say I'm a socialist or communist, really, but I'm in those communities because I'm left-leaning. And those feel like kind of like religions in that way. Like, it's this community that you can be a part of and talk with, like, people around you. So that's what I would say is, like, the thing I'm most jealous of when it comes to religion. And that's about it. Like, I can't think of anything else.
What you jealous about us?
He said I got a drink.
Just saying.
Is his answer like nothing? Like,
It's very romanticized being a Christian when you're on the outside. So I always was looking and being like, wow, that looks like what a real family looks like. My family is fighting every night. We don't sit.
oh, bro, Christian families are fighting every night too. Like, the way, like, she described it as romanticized, which is good because that's what it is. Like, just like, bro, those like religious families fight more. Like, those families form out of a sense of obligation, typically. Like, there's a tendency toward that rather than, like, love or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's bro, her drip is from The Shining, I think. Look at that. That's sick, dude. I have pillows in my house that are like that. Let's see what else these guys have to say.
At the table and pray. We sit in front of the TV with our TV dinners.
I think there's a certain comfort in believing in an afterlife that is enviable, you know, in a sense. So definitely the community and the...
That's what I said. I don't know if you heard me say that, but, like, the question was, like, what, like, so this is atheists versus Christians. So the question was, like, what do you like about Christianity or whatever? And my answer was, like, the sense of community Christians have. And so that's what he just said too. The other thing he said was the notion of the afterlife being comforting. And I could see that as well. Like, I didn't think about that, but I could see that definitely being comforting.
Don't think I have one.
What?
I don't think I have a search word.
Do women have a search word? Like, she's, like, saying this is a great question. The chick who just said what is acting like this is a great question. Do women have a search word? Because I've never heard of this term search word. You know what I mean?
You're not a homepage guy, are you?
I'm a homepage guy. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I ever do, you know, go on, like, a site or whatever, I'm a homepage guy. Like,
Scrolling through the homepage?
Is that what it is?
I like the solo stuff.
masturbation.
Yeah, mostly solo stuff.
I don't really watch porn.
What?
But people don't believe me because they be like, everybody masturbates, blah, 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 blah.
You don't masturbate
But
either?
I tried, and it don't hit the same when you're not with somebody who you actually care about. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
no, let me tell you something.
I'm sorry.
I love sex, but don't nobody love me like I love me.
I wish I could be like that. That would be lit.
We about to go to the store after this.
I'm dead, okay.
Between believers and non-believers, who is better in bed?
I generally don't know.
Between believers and non-believers, who's better in bed? I have been with too few people, like, to have that distinction. Like, I've been, you know. So.
If I've hooked up with somebody who is religious.
I love her top, though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did they yell, "Oh God, oh God, oh God"? Because that's a hint. That's a hint. Are they religious or not?
They weren't, but that's probably because I'm just bad in bed.
No.
Do you even ask for the religion before you do the nasty?
No, I ain't worried.
Yeah, like, straight
There's
up.
one thing us gays are known for. It's fast and easy hookups where religion is usually not brought up.
What race and gender is Jesus?
What race and gender is Jesus? I mean, from a historical perspective, this is pretty open and shut, right? Like, he was a male Galilean Jew, so.
I believe he is a male.
Regularly describe Jesus as a first century Palestinian Jew. So brown-skinned, Arabic. There's no way he is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus.
What are your thoughts on when people, whether they identify Jesus as a woman for themselves or no gender, no race, are you all like, that's okay?
Is God male? Absolutely not. Clearly not. Was Jesus
Bro, your book calls him a male. Like, your book refers to God as a he. Like, he's got like a love, like, flag. Like, I appreciate progressive Christians. Obviously, I appreciate progressive anyone. Like, there's just not enough progressives, period. But like, it feels like you're not following your religion. Like, period.
Jesus? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like, the book says God's a male.
Historically he was. But what did he represent? And the idea of divinity, that is beyond pronouns.
What about you? Do you believe that God is a woman?
I believe God does not exist.
Hey,
Yeah, isn't she like the atheist? Why would you even ask that?
so question.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Satan as an entity exists?
What a, like, silly question. Oh, didn't she say she's a Satanist? So there's, like, two types of Satanists, right? There's, like, Satanists who, like, literally worship Satan, and they're, like, fucking crazy. And then there's, like, you know, the Satanic Temple or whatever it's called, where, like, you just, like, it's just edgy atheists being edgy and, like, trying to make Christians mad. And that's really all it is. But how would you say I don't believe in God, but I actually believe in Satan? Like, there's no one who thinks that, right?
I don't. For me personally, it's just a way of living where you live to be happy. You want other people to be happy no matter what they do, even if you disagree, and you help other people who aren't happy. Basically, just don't be a dick.
I think that would be a great slogan for the church. Don't you think so?
I love
Because I
that.
think that's really what Jesus was about. Don't be a dick.
Let's see what this next one is. Tell me about your most egregious sin.
Murder. No, like, what's that gonna be?
Probably lying to my parents for money for drugs.
I used to scam people.
Mhm.
That was pretty lit. I would get
was
a
pretty
fake
lit.
profile, but it was really my friend. I would just use my friend's pictures, but just chop it up with these dudes online who are definitely weirdos, and I would just tell them I'm about to link up with them for, you know, some little sexual favors. As soon as they send me the money, I blocked them.
You want to know my most
What the fuck? Wow, dude. Oh man, I gotta do that. It's too easy to make money.
egregious sin? It goes back. Okay. This is like 20 years ago, before I became a pastor. I was so convinced that homosexuality was wrong that I prayed that gay and lesbian people would go to hell. That they not that they would be changed, not that they'd be converted, but that they would actually go to hell because they deserved it.
What was it in your brain that was like, it's better for them to just go to hell as opposed to...
No, I
convert?
was that vindictive and
you were just-
judgmental. It was horrible.
Between us, who has slept with more people, had more sex? Yeah, I've slept with one person my entire life, so.
I slept with more than 100 people by the time I graduated high school.
Holy shit, dude. That sounds problematic. Like, it sounds like you're hooking up with, like, you know, people who are committing statutory rape on you. You know what I mean? I have no clue if that's what happened. But typically, you know, high school sexual relationships are with other people in your high school. I can't imagine there's like 100 gay men in his high school that he was hooking up with. So, I don't know.
Between us, who has slept with more people or had more sex?
Probably you.
Definitely you. What are you talking about?
Ain't
Do I look
nobody
like
hitting
a,
this.
I look like a hoe? That's what you're trying to
What's
here
my-
for?
What's my number? What?
What's your number?
Let's
again?
do it on 3.
1,
Ooh, okay.
2, 3.
13.
7.
Dang, maybe I'm a thought.
Sorry about it.
I kind of was a little bit of a hoe before I met my partner. Now I probably got you beat. I'm at 21.
I'm 57.
I thought that was your body count for a second. I was like, whoa.
So I've been married for almost 30 years, so that really wipes out. But before we were married, I was kind of a hoe.
Yay.
I'm probably double digits, but maybe just over. That's probably something I should just drink to, huh? Yeah, to being a hoe.
What about Christianity don't you agree with? What do you think is the
Everything.
most outdated thing about your religion?
Everything.
There's a lot that I don't agree with. I am a very
So, like, what do you mean there's a lot you don't agree with? Like, isn't the Bible, like, the word? I don't know. Like, aren't you supposed to agree with it if you're going to call yourself a Christian?
firm follower of Jesus, not a firm follower of the church, if that makes sense.
There's a million churches, dude. Are you a follower of the Bible? I'm so
One thing I do
confused.
not like about Christianity is a lot of people who are Christians go to the extreme. For example, at pride parades, you'll see them with signs talking about you're going to hell, and at the end of the day, the Bible says to love your neighbor.
It depends on interpretation. Like, there's plenty of stuff in church dogma and doctrine and tradition that I don't agree with. There's stuff in the Methodist Church that I don't agree with. Only until recently, like for 50 years, has ostracized gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people. And that's horrific to me.
I've experienced a lot of sexism. I think there's a lot of gender roles that are completely outdated and not even biblically supported either.
I hate that interpretation of Scripture that it's exclusive to people. For me, it doesn't mean that the whole thing needs to be written off, but there's a lot of people.
That's I don't know. Like, that's something that frustrates me about religious people in general, especially Christianity. Every Christian picks and chooses anything they want from their book or religion that makes them feel good personally. Like, that's the problem. Like, if there was some consistency to it, maybe I'd have less of a problem, but there's no consistency. That's why there's so many branches. That's why there's so many sub-branches within those branches and the sub-branches within those branches. It's crazy. There's no consistency between each individual Christian, not a single one. Even within those sub-branches, they all have their own separate interpretation. They all cherry pick and choose the things they like, period. And that's very frustrating to me.